All right, Shalom. I'm just giving it a second to make sure everything's all right. Y'all let me know if you can see me and hear me good. All right. Just fuck her off. All right, before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakurash, the honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. All right, this is going to be another video through the Spirit. Double check, make sure Bluetooth isn't on. Hopefully y'all can hear me good. Hopefully the connection's good. All right, and basically for this lesson, we're going to be reading out of Judges around the 12th chapter, and we'll begin some other scriptures. I read this, this chapter earlier in the week, and I want to apply it to today's time, dealing with these heathen. All right, as you would have seen the title, Jephthah's suit of Ammon. All right, suit, past tense, basically for sue, as in suing. And we're going to read, all right, how this conversation that was held between Jephthah and Ammon, how it applies Dylan today. And you can see the same sentiment in these heathen, y'all. All right, these heathen, they despise us because we are the chosen nation. That is why, hey, when they see us out there on the highways and byways, subconsciously, they understand that is the beginnings of the nation of Israel rising up. And they don't like to see that, all right? That's why your punk-ass heathen friends, they want to keep you in your stupor, all right? They want to keep you smoking weed, you know? They want to keep you going the hell off. Whenever Israelites stand up and talk about doing something righteous and holy or following the ways of the Lord, these heathen want to steer us and veer us from it. And if they cannot, they want to kill us. All right. And we're going to look at that in the scriptures and relay it into today's time because we're seeing it now. All right. Even had a bunch. I had a couple conversations the past 2 days. You know, these heathen, they hate us because they ain't us. As true as the saying goes. You know, now let's start in Judges. And we're going to be reading for a minute so you can get the exposition. All right. So you can understand what's going on. This is going to be out of Judges, the 11th chapter. You had a man, Jephthah. We'll start with this real quick. Judges 11, and it starts at 2. It says, "And Gilead's wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah, and said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman." So you had this man, Jephthah. He is an Israelite, all right, the son of Gilead, the same Gilead who led the original 300, all right? Now, this man was, hey, Jake was on that bullshit. He was put out of his household because his mother was a heathen, which, that doesn't, just because Jake knew they were Israelites and knew the laws doesn't mean they was following them properly all the way back then. They were unjust in doing that to him. But, come to find out later down the line, he ended up being made the head of the house. All right, so you jump down some verses. Verse 5, it says, "And when it was so that when the children of Ammon made war against Israel, the elders of Gilead went to fetch Jephthah out of the land of Tob. And they said unto Jephthah, Come and be our captain, that we may fight the children of Ammon. And Jephthah said unto the elders of Gilead, Did not ye hate me, and expel me out of your father's house, out of my father's house? And why are ye come unto me now when you're in distress?" So right there showing you, he remembered that. He's like, well, damn, y'all just kicked me out. Now these Ammonites coming to put hell on us. Now I'm that man. All right, back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. All right, so just giving you his backstory. So now we're going to come down to verse 12 now. We're going to read for a hot minute. All right, so Judges 11 and 12, it says, "And Jephthah sent messengers unto the king of the children of Ammon, saying, What hast thou to do with me, that thou art come against me to fight in my land? And the king of the children of Ammon answered unto the messengers of Jephthah, Because Israel took away my land when they came up out of Egypt, from Arnon even unto Jabbok, and unto Jordan. Now therefore restore those lands again peaceably. And Jephthah sent messengers again unto the king of the children of Ammon." So right there, the king of the Ammonites, he said, okay, you want to know why I'm coming to war against you? You Israelites stole some of our Ammonitish land. All right, so let's see. Now, we're going to get into the in particulars. We're going to get into, what the brother be saying in LA. Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So Jephthah said, okay, Let me holler at you real quick, Ammon. So now verse 15, it says, and said unto him, thus saith Jephthah, Israel took not away the land of Moab, nor the land of the children of Ammon. But when Israel came up from Egypt and walked through the wilderness unto the Red Sea, and came to Kadesh, then Israel sent messengers unto the king of Edom, saying, let me, I pray thee, pass through thy land. But the king of Edom would not hearken thereto. And in like manner they sent unto the king of Moab, but he would not consent, and Israel abode in Kadesh. All right, and so we'll go grab that in Numbers real quick, dealing with the history. All right, the event that Jephthah is describing is when we were with Moses, all right, for roaming for the 40 years. When we came trying to get past Edom, they denied us, and also Moab, they denied us. And what did Edom do? All right, we're gonna bring the history of how you Edomites and you other heathens have treated us. You've never been nice to us. It ain't just the so-called white man that's to put hell on us and killed us and tried to do us wrong. Shalom, bro. Hey, I was out for like I was knocked out for like 4 hours after, I just woke back up. I was like, fuck it. Now Numbers 20. Numbers 20 and we'll start at 14. It says, and Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. Thus saith thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that hath befallen us, how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when he cried unto the Lord, he heard our voice and sent an angel and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost thy borders. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country, and we will not pass through the fields or the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. We will not turn to the right hand nor to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass by me, lest I come out against thee with the sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, we will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay for it. I only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. So right there, this is a petition that we're making, man. We fresh out of slavery, cut a nigga a break. And Edom said, no, if you come through here, we'll kill you. And that's exactly what happened. All right, when you keep reading verse 20, Numbers 20 and 20. And he said, thou shalt not go through. And Edom came out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him. Right there. So just grabbing that precept in the history, this was an event. All right. Hey, that's why it says Amalek was the first of the nations. He was the first one to try to come eradicate us fresh out of Egypt. All right. So jumping back now. So this is what Jephthah is quoting here in Judges. All right. So you jump back to Judges 11 and 11. And like I said, y'all, we're going to read for a minute here so you can see the conversation between Jephthah and this Ammonite king. And this is basically our ordeal today. All right. It says, Edom like man in Kadesh, verse 18. So Judges 11 and 18 now. It says, then they went along through the wilderness and compassed the land of Edom and the land of Moab, and came by the east side of the land of Moab, and pitched on the other side of Arnon, but came not within the border of Moab, for Arnon was the border of Moab. All right, and so I read that. We're going to jump. So basically, we was forced to walk around. We had to take the long way instead of cutting straight through. All right, now when you jump down, we had to go through another couple lands. Let me see. Okay, yeah, right here. So now Judges 11:25, it says, and now art thou anything better than Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab? Did he ever strive against Israel, or did he ever fight against them? While Israel dwelt in Heshbon and in her towns, and in Aroer and her towns, and in all the cities that be along by the coast of Arnon 300 years. Why therefore did ye not recover them within that time? Wherefore I have not sinned against thee, but thou doest me wrong to war against me. The Lord, the judge, be Judge this day between the children of Israel and the children of Ammon. Howbeit the king of the children of Ammon hearkened not unto the words of Jephthah, which he sent him. That right there being the point, y'all. All right. What did Jephthah say? He said, wait a minute, king of Ammon, if we really took your land, damn, we've been motherfucker, y'all, Salakia. He said, if we really took your land, y'all had 300 some years to come get the land back. Why is it a problem now? Why y'all coming to kill us now? And what did it say? The king of Ammon didn't respond. Why? Because it was out of fucking spite. And that's these damn heathens today. They hate us and they want to display us simply because they do not like us. This ain't about y'all vote Democrats. Oh, well, y'all commit crimes. Oh, y'all are taking up the unemployment. They hate us. They hate the fact that we're the chosen nation, and they hate the fact that we were given the inheritance and the everlasting covenant with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why the king of Ammon didn't give him an answer back. And what did Jephthah do? Verse 29. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mespah of Gilead, and from Mespah of Gilead, he passed over into the children of Ammon, and he went to war and fucking destroyed them eventually. All right. So I'm bringing this down. We're going to get, now the scriptures going to start coming, y'all. These heathens, this is deeper than all the BS we've been taught in the world. They despise us for this birthright, right along with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. These heathen, they know who we are, and they want to displace that, which is why when you jump to Psalms, and I'm going to get that scripture you drop, brother, here in a second. We're going to go to Psalms. This is why these heathen, they conspired against us. Every single one of them know that if we start getting back with the Lord, it's a fucking wrap. It's a fucking wrap for their fun time. So they have all taken their part and putting hell on us, keeping us lowly. Oh, bitch ass nigga. I can only imagine the look, on that Ammonite's face. And, they sent messengers, so they weren't talking face to face. But, he was confounded. All right. When you having an argument with somebody and they say something and you can't do nothing but just puck your lip up and look like, damn, that's what that was. That Ammonite didn't have nothing to say. And when we get down to the nitty gritty in conversation with these heathens, they don't really got nothing to say. Other than that, they straight up hate us. All right, Psalms, what is this? 83. Right here, Psalms 83, and I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh; hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lift up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." All right. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. All these heathen nations, they don't want us trusting in our power and following after the ways of our power, because they know that leads to their fucking downfall. That's why that motherfucker didn't have an answer. They don't ever have an answer when they kill us. When you go listen to a lot of these police interviews after they kill a nigga, what's the number one thing they say? I don't know. Because they just simply do not like us. Subconsciously, they know who we are and what we're capable of in the spirit, which is why they big old haters. Let me see that comment the brother put. Yeah, Deuteronomy 25:17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt. Khan, you heathen, these heathen done been hated us, y'all. This is deeper than shallow waters. This goes back to that birthright. This goes back to what? Deuteronomy 7:6. This is why they hate you. All right. This is why they hate you right here. Here it is. These motherfuckers in this current world have every advantage over us, and they worried about little old lust. All right. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. That includes these nations. They know that we are the chosen elect nation over them. Although we're in our wickedness, although we're in our sin, we are the nation of Israel, and we're above all these assholes. And they know that, and they despise that, which is why they consulted against us in this Psalms, like it says. So continuing on, Psalms 83:6. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. All right, and that's basically, the grand scheme of the heathens. All right, the Edomites is mentioned there, Ammon, Moab, the Hamitic nations. All right, and Amalek, which is the head of the Edomites, and they throw a couple other ones in there. That's basically everybody. Japheth, so weak sauce. His whole ass name. Japheth weak sauce. He busy chasing boar up and down the outback. All right, but these heathen, they consulted against us, and they just want to eradicate us. So they're never going to give us a true and honest answer, which is why that king didn't give Jephthah back an answer. Jephthah said what? He said, man, if we stole your land, y'all had over 300 years to actually come get it back. We didn't take your land. All we did was pass around and go get the land that the Lord promised us. And he zipped that nigga's lips. He zipped that heathen's lips because that heathen knew he was wrong. They just wanted an excuse to come to war with us. The same thing we see today's time. They always want an excuse to say that we're the scourge of society, that we're the bad ones. We're doing this, we're doing that. You can just be sitting somewhere. Don't everybody even say nothing. It could be silence. And the next thing you know, a heathen just getting up and talking shit about it. I didn't seen it. Everybody just be in a room chilling. Well, if black people just complied, maybe they wouldn't be killed. Nobody was even talking. Why you worry about us so hard, huh? Why you always got a Jake man on your lips? All right. Hey, I forget. I don't even remember where I first heard it from, but I remember somebody saying, why people always worry about where the black man sticking his penis. All right. How about that? So-called, we know we're Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why everybody worried so hard about what the fuck we doing? We be trying to mine our own beeswax. We busy fighting our baby mamas and shit in the hood, and everybody got the magnifying glass on us. Why? Because they're jealous. All right, let's get I actually want to get this example out of what was that? I think that's dealing in the Kings, because you had, I believe it was a Moabite king who, let me see, okay, yeah, 2 Samuel, it looks like chapter 10, and this ain't the first time. All right, these heathen gonna learn, man. They keep, boy, we gonna subjugate you, motherfuckers. We gonna get you right. All right, 2 Samuel 10, it says, verse 1, Ammon again. It says, and it came to pass after this that the king of the children of Ammon died, and Hanun his son reigned in his stead. Then said David, I will show kindness unto Hanun the son of Nahash, as his father showed kindness unto me. And David sent to comfort him by the hand of the servants, for his father and David's servants came into the land of the children of Ammon. And the prince of the children of Ammon said unto Hanun, their lord, thinkest thou that David doth honor thy father, and that he sent comforters unto thee? Hath not David rather sent his servants unto thee to search out the city and to spy it out and to overthrow it? And that was bad counsel. All right, King David, he was a righteous man. All right, he knew, hey, he had you heathen in subjugation, but he was dealing righteously. He saw that this Gook's dad died. He said, okay, little Gook youngin, well, hey, your father was in league with me. I'm gonna come show you some love. And his retarded counselor said, nah, hey, ching long, bing long, ling long, all that bullshit. All right, got to talking in his ear and gave him bad counsel. And what did Hanun do? 2 Samuel 10 and 4. Wherefore Hanun took David's servant and shaved off the one half of their beards and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. When they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until your beards be grown, and then return. And when the children of Ammon saw that they stank before David, the children of Ammon sent and hired the Syrians of Beth Rehob and the Syrians of Zobah 20,000 footmen, and of King Maacah 1,000 men, and of Ishtob 12,000. All right, and when you read further down in this chapter, David smashed them Ammonites. All right, to where the Syrians said, okay, look, we not helping none of you other idiots fight against the Israelites again, because y'all just got us beat up. All right, but this happened after the time of Judges. So once again, the Ammonites got puffed up against us. All right, and you would have thought if Hanun was using his head, if his father was in league with us, he would have stayed in league with us, but he didn't. Why? Because they hate us. All right, all these heathens, we're surrounded by 17 other enemies. All right, you got the table, what was it? The table of nations, 18 nations. We're surrounded by 17 other enemies, y'all. 24 hours out the day, 365 days out the year. They want to remove us from being a people. They don't know. They don't want us knowing who the fuck we are, because the longer we are separated from the Lord, the longer they get to rule and run rampant on the earth. All right. What does it say in Matthew? Let me get this. One of my favorites, Matthew, the 24th chapter. At the return of our Lord, these heathen are going to be mourning, y'all. And they're going to be mourning because it is going to be the upliftment of our nation. And they don't want that. They despise the fact that it's been promised to us to rule for the rest of eternity. Matthew 24 and 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Right there. So these heathen, they're going to mourn because they know that their time is up and our time is going to be gone for the rest of the time. It ain't just Esau that's, Esau, he's the main enemy. He's the one that hates us the most, whatever. But all these other heathen, they don't want to give up. They want to drive their Teslas. They want to run just think all the goop companies, all these toys, the electronics, all that bullshit. They want their part in the world too. But guess what? It all has to come to an end. Us, the Israelites, will reign over this fucking world. And they know that, and they hate that. All right? All of them hate that, which is why they'll make little sly little comments. Growing up, if I've heard it, I know if y'all have heard it. Oh, that's because you're black. You hear this, you do something. And, you got brothers, I wasn't always the most, we'll say, I ended up becoming, I'll say, a good athlete, but I wasn't a natural athlete. I ended up getting there over time. But, here it is, you do a feat, you do something amazing. Oh, that's because you're black. You're just black. Oh, y'all just strong. Y'all black people just strong. All that bullshit. All right. I remember I was at, training, brothers into the martial arts. Here it is, a dude, as we was grappling. He's told me, he's like, man, dude, he was like, you don't even come that often, and you're in here like you. Basically, he said that I'm as good as a person who goes there, 5 days a week. He was like, man, I was jealous of you. I'm like, it is what we just Jake, and they know that, and they hate that. I'm just using that as an example. I know y'all brothers, hey, y'all have had y'all plenty of examples. God damn it. All right, everybody's had these examples, they real life shit they didn't seen and heard. They're jealous of us, y'all. All right, now let's get this out of Maccabees. Here it is. We in slavery. We struggling to pay bills. We sweating over Keisha. you tongue wrestling with your woman every night, and they're jealous of you. They're jealous of what we can do, all right, and what we're gonna become. First Maccabees 12 and 53. It says, then all the heathen that were round about them sought to destroy them. For, said they have no captain nor any to help them. Now therefore let us make war upon them and take away their memorial from amongst men. All right, and that's what they want to do. They want to take away our memorial. They want to remove us off of the earth so that they can live freely without the threat of the Israelite kingdom reigning for the rest of time. They're getting they tired of seeing LeBron. They tired of they was glad Kobe died. Don't let them fake tears fool you. They waiting on MJ to die. They was glad when the other MJ died. All right. They was glad when Bernie Mac died. They was glad when damn. Oh, just all the niggas that didn't, all the so-called famous people that did bullshit. They was happy when old boy, was that nigga named Michael Vick, got kicked off the team for his homies fighting dogs. They are tired. They hate what we can do. No matter what your, don't let them crocodile tears, don't let them fake smiles fool you. They hate us. And one thing that they hate, y'all, is how quickly we can become good at something. All right, what does it say in Jeremiah 51? And I got my other phone, so we're gonna have to look up the etymology on that word. One of the things that they hate about us so much, and I hear it a lot, our adaptability. Jake can get shit quick. When Jake put his mind to something, when Jake sets his heart on something, we can become fucking good at it. All right. Jeremiah 51 and 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them. Not like who? The rest of the heathen on this planet. We're set apart. We're special. We're different. For he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Right there. Now, let's go look at that word former, right? Let's bring this up. I got my sword right here. It says the former of all things. What is that talking about? Because you read it in English, you can get a roundabout idea, but when you really go look at that word, you get the right idea. And you can see why they don't like us. The former of all things. Yatazar, it looks like. To form, fashion, frame of human activity, of divine activity, of creation, of original creation, of individuals at conception, of Israel as a people. To frame, preordain, purpose of a situation. All right. So we're the best at everything we're due. It says that a particular one of human activity. We're the framers of human activity. Adam. All right. That's our ancestor. God damn it. We are the ones who get out here and make things trendy, who get out here and make people follow. All right. And they know that and they hate that. All right. That's one of the things that even while we were in slavery and the post-slavery era, we immediately caught on to society. We went from not being able to read, whipped, beaten, to immediately, you look at places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, a whole black city, all right, if you will, all right, running our own banks, got our own aggregation systems, all right. We immediately went from, and that's when they realized, okay, no, okay, we may not have them in chain slavery no more, but we gotta do something to break their minds to keep them on dummy mode because they're not dummies. But we immediately went from slaves to running our own shows, all right, to being self-fucking sufficient. Because what? Like it says in this word, Yatazar, says to form, to fashion, to frame, of human activity, of divine activity, of creation, of original creation, of individuals at conception, y'all. They know that we're the fucking real deal, and they hate that. And I had that heathen, he's an Ishmaelite, I believe. He told me directly out of his mouth. He said, man, I was jealous of you. He said, you only come in here 2 days a week and you're able to perform as if you come in here every day. And I just looked at it, I was like, I was like, man, I was like, hey, bro, I was trying to comfort him. I was like, man, you'll get there. But that's just how it is, y'all. And the many different, and that's just one of the things that, that's just what I get into. Whatever your talent, some of you brothers is artists. You like to draw. Some of you brothers can sing. Some of you brothers can dance. The Lord ain't blessed me with the dancing spirit. All right. Some brothers know multiple languages, whatever different gift you got. These heathens, these motherfuckers is haters, dog. I'm telling you. If none of them tell you, I'm telling you. Because they done told me. All right. Back in my, competition days, people who had been training and competing since they were 5 years old, I was only 3 years in the game, smashing dudes who'd been training their whole fucking life, blowing through them like they never practiced a day in their life. All through the spirit, y'all. These heathen, they don't want that smoke. So they rather keep us rapping, twerking, smoking, all right, drinking, purple, lean, all that BS, because that keeps us mentally fucked in these everlasting chains of darkness. They don't want to see us rise to glory. All right. I could read more on that. That Jeremiah is self-explanatory. These heathen, they just some fucking they some haters. But guess what? Although they do all that, let's go to second Esdras. What does it say in second Esdras? Although they've done all these things, ultimately we will prevail in the end. Second Esdras 2:28, a goodie. Let me start up. I'll start 27. It says, be not worried, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. All right. And that's damn right, y'all. These heathen can envy us, but ultimately, they're not going to be able to do nothing against us. They're not going to stop the show of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We will get out of Babylon. We will be restored to our rightfulness. All right. And we will fulfill that birthright and that blessing of ruling over with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai for the rest of eternity. All right. Whether they like it or not. And they can't stop it. They tried to in the past. It started with Amalek trying to catch us out of Egypt. And they didn't been doing all this bullshit now. And none of it's going to fucking work. All right. So that's about it. I just wanted to touch on that. You know, these heathen, and Jephthah, you know, he caught that Ammonite. He confounded him so bad that the Ammonite couldn't even reply. All right, and that's going to be the same. Matter of fact, I ended on this. When all this is all finally said and done, y'all, they just gonna be speechless. You know, they just gonna be damn speechless. Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so to all. All right, so you know, at the return of our Lord, it's gonna shut shit down, as the saying goes. And that's gonna be a fucking wrap. These heathen gonna be asked out. It's gonna be a motherfucking wrap. You know, they better get in all their N-words now. Lock us, as many of us now as you can. You know, call us porch monkeys and all this and all that, because all that's about to go out the window. We're about to fulfill our blessing in Daniel 7:18. But the saints shall take the kingdom and possess it even forever and ever. All right. Hey, so, you know, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakuraj, the honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all like Akim, Wa'akwat learning, teaching truth and sincerity. I'm going to say Shalom.